Hello everyone, welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully you're having a great day. If you've been watching Larry's Anything Goes programming, you know that we are not only providing great financial intelligence content as much as possible by interviewing other financial professionals, professionals in the travel industry, real estate industry, etc. and so forth, but we provide various services when it comes to specific products that we sell, from anything that you would actually find on Amazon or actually at Walmart, etc. and so forth. And we are actually providing specific products due to today's current crisis and whatnot to ensure that we provide the right services and products that you need at a reasonable price when it comes to medical face masks, when it comes to hand sanitizer, and when it comes to latex gloves and things of that nature, and etc. and so forth, toilet paper, paper towels. But we have what you need. Also, family, don't forget that Larry's Anything Goes is a part of an affiliate marketing network known as Gold Standard Partners, where you have the opportunity to buy cryptocurrency and allow others to invest with you as becoming an affiliate marketing partner. And obviously, if they purchase a package with the program, you're able to make money off their package purchases and make money off of their crypto purchases and things of that nature. If you want to join, please follow the links in the description, and I'll give you a call as soon as you sign up and purchase a package, and we'll go from there. But definitely, it's all about the best way to make money moves is to have currency with one another and to ensure that currency is always being spoken of on all levels, so it benefits everyone and not just one specific person. That's a lot of things that people forget about. So think about joining the program and we'll be able to go from there. But if not, either way, it's always appreciated. And thank you for watching, and hopefully you guys have a great day and continuously make money moves so you don't live broke like a fool. Take care. As you can see, with our various products, we have our financial apparel, as you see, wearing There's Anything Goes t-shirt, financial intelligence is sexy, face masks, latex gloves, things of that nature, to obviously ensure the safety of you and your family all at the same time. We want to ensure that you get the best products and see the actual products that we're actually providing for you, and giving you another view of not only the shirts and the medical masks, but actually another view of actual latex gloves and the actual hand sanitizer. Because one thing we've learned throughout this unfortunate crisis is that we have to take more precautionary measures to ensure not only the safety for ourselves, but for our families. And having a great pair of hand sanitizers, latex gloves, and medical face masks will ensure that safety. And with all that being said, hopefully you guys will check out our online store. We have the various products that you see here. With a couple of clicks, especially if you're paying via PayPal, it makes life that much easier for you to purchase our various products, especially during this unfortunate situation. You see the apparel from Larry's Anything Goes. We have the medical products when it comes to hand sanitizer, latex gloves, medical face masks, things of that nature, and various other products. So please check out Larry's Anything Goes. Support small local businesses. We greatly appreciate it, and hopefully that you have a good day. Goes family, welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully, you guys having a great and exceptional evening. Sorry about the issues earlier. If you were anybody was watching live, but my computer decided it wanted to do an update. You know, it only happens when I gotta go live and all that great stuff. So definitely pissed me the hell off. I'm just gonna keep it real. But anyways, enough about me. Let's get into what we're talking about today. We'll get into the brass tactics of things. And I found this to be very, very interesting because before I even get into the DJ academics, this is trending all over how he disrespected the elder generation, and I'm even going to play the video, the clips and whatnot um, that was that took place as far as just play the audio, but in regards to what he said about the older generation. But before I even do that, the thing that just kind of boils me in a sense is that you know this is supposed to be a man who's educated, immigrated to the United States when he was like 10 years old. Um, Supposed to be an educated man, has all these degrees. And the one thing that, that I've learned in being on this planet for 39 years is that, degrees, being in the military, being a professional, a lot of times you just cannot, being a celebrity, sometimes you just can't buy class, you know because it always makes me laugh and boggles my mind. These people with all these freaking degrees, but they don't know how to have an adult conversation. A lot of people's like, well, he's young. I was like, he's 29 or 30 years old and whatnot, so he's old enough to. I would think he comes from a home where he knows how to conduct himself like a reasonable adult, to where he can have a reasonable conversation. If you do, even if you do disagree with certain things about a generation, but the thing that makes me laugh is when I laugh. The thing that actually ticks me off is that people think it's funny and cool to disrespect their elders. You know that paved the way for them. So I give credit. I've gone in on Fat Joe lately, but I give Fat Joe credit, Joe Buttons credit, and all these other artists credit who are, checking DJ academics, because the thing is, even because I remember, I'm an 80s baby, and I remember in the late 90s, early 2000s, when you had the older generation like KRS One, Run DMC, giving their critique on the younger artists. But it wasn't to the point where they were disrespecting them and dogging them out or anything of that nature. For the most part, they was like, hey, we understand that this is a new generation. They was talking about, Wu-Tang Clan, Mobb Deep, Master P, No Limit, Cash Money, UGK, Underground, Twista, Eminem, all these people that were, Voice to 5 9, all these D12, Nelly, all these people that were, that came after them. They would critique, and they even might even have their little beefs and whatnot. But there was respect at the end of the day. Like I remember Nelly and KRS One had a little beef, and Nelly made a song his called "I'm Number One," but I never heard Nelly disrespect KRS One and to the point where um, he would dog him out or anything of that nature. Nelly even coming from the hood in St. Louis, Nelly had respect for his elders, and that's the thing that just boggles my mind. Like I said, at the end of the day, takes me off, because people just don't have any respect for the elders anymore, and this is like, call me a little old school and old fashioned, but I still say yes, sir, yes, ma'am to my elders and my family. I got a funeral I got to go to tomorrow. I still say yes, sir, yes, ma'am to the elders in my family, people who are my elders in life, period, because that's just how I was raised. And I didn't need college to teach me that. I didn't need the military to teach me that. That's just how I was raised. To respect your peers, and definitely to respect your elders all at the same time. And DJ Academic is just proven the point that you can be he's proven the point that you can be on top of the world but still have no class. So I will say that about DJ Academic, and I didn't even hear about him until recently, until this thing happened. So that's why I could say I don't really have that much respect for him. So I'm going to mute myself, and I'm going to play what he said and call it a day. So hold on a second, family.
So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Them old rappers, man, them niggas, bro. Have you seen any of these old rappers who be like, yo, they're the foundation of hip hop, really living good? Them niggas be looking really dusty. I kid you not. And then none of y'all try to comfort me because I don't fuck with y'all niggas either. So I'm just tell y'all the truth. Y'all be looking like every time they be like an old nigga talking about hip hop, you be like, yo, bro, you sure you invented this? Because everybody else living better than you. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Them old rappers, man, them niggas, bro. Have you seen any of these old rappers who be like, yo, they're the foundation of hip hop, really living good? Them niggas be looking really dusty. I kid you not. And then none of y'all try to comfort me because I don't fuck with y'all niggas either. So I'm just tell y'all the truth. Y'all be looking like every time they be like an old nigga talking about hip hop, you be like, yo, bro, you sure you invented this? Because everybody else living better than you. So that's what I'm trying to.
And at the end of the day, that's what I wanted to talk about in that aspect. But to me, like I said, it's just disrespectful. And I'm glad that what I'm about to play now is LL Cool J checking him because at the end of the day, a generation is supposed to make sacrifices for the next generation that's coming up. And what LL Cool J is about to say, I agree with him not only 100%, but you have to, when you educate yourself on a subject matter before speaking about something that says, oh, okay, um, I see why certain people couldn't make a lot of money and whatnot from the previous generation. They didn't have it like we do, like we have it and whatnot. Then they didn't have not only they didn't have the 5 or 10 year plan and whatnot, but they didn't have access to all these other things like movies, television shows, commercial deals, things of that nature. They didn't have access to, as far as the pioneers of hip hop. So I'm going to play what LL Cool J said and go from there. All right. But it's just, to me, it's just very interesting all at the same time. And, he checked him, and I think he checked him in a reasonable way to where, like I said, it was not only reasonable, but it was respectful. He didn't go off like a blithering idiot. And like I said, for somebody who has a quote unquote college degree, they're the one that said they just came off the street corners from just smoking a blunt and drinking 540s and whatnot. So I'm gonna play LL Cool J and go from there.
But this is something that came to mind. You guys might want to record this. Make sure you're recording this or screen recording it or something so that you guys get it. I don't go live a lot. I haven't really been going live since the pandemic, but this is something that came to my attention. It came to my attention that a DJ, and I'm not gonna say any names because I don't think it's necessary. A DJ basically said that a lot of the pioneers in hip hop are, they're dusty, or how can they be the person that invented hip hop if they don't have a lot of money, or if they don't look or represent like they have a lot of dough, right? Let me explain something to you, and say this for you guys. Don't confuse someone's ability to develop a business model Don't conflate. In other words, don't think just because somebody knows how to get money or fails to get money that they didn't make a contribution to the culture. No one discusses Miles Davis's bank account. We don't talk about John Coltrane's bank account. We don't talk about a lot of even rock musicians, a lot of them. We don't talk about their bank accounts. A lot of great country artists, we don't talk about their bank accounts. This idea that you have to have money or else you don't have any value is a bad idea, and it's kind of like it's a misinformed way of looking at the world and the culture. There are artists out here. First of all, let me say this. First of all, like let's talk about like young artists, right? Who I love. I love the young artists. Let's be clear. I'm very much a guy who embraces the young artists.
And before I let LL Cool J go on and whatnot, I have to give him love and respect to the fact that he said, let's be clear, I love and embrace the young artists. So he's showing respect and he's showing class, and that was the thing. It's like the rappers of my generation, they embraced the older generation. It was normal to see. I remember even Nas from Queens. I remember he did a remake of the Queensbridge song and had all people at that time, and even Melly Mel, who was the original MC, I believe it was, if I'm making a mistake, that it is what it is, on the original, who was the originator of that song, The Bridge and whatnot. And he had he had what was it? He had all current generation rappers and old school rappers on that song. I also remember like I said, Fat Joe, great rapper. What he's been saying lately, I don't agree with, but it is what it is. It's okay to agree to disagree. But I remember listening to KRS-One made a gospel album, and Fat Joe was paying homage to the originator of one of the biggest Bronx artists from Boogie Down Productions, KRS-One, and Fat Joe was on that album. I remember listening to that album. So that was the two different generations embracing each other. You know what I mean? Two different generations embracing each other. I remember that. Okay. And that's, like I said, that's what boggles the hell out of my mind, where a lot of these younger generation people want to talk trash about the older generation. But it just shows me how much respect that they, the kind of homes that they came from, and just how they, no class, no nothing, all at the same time. Like great example, Ice-T was considered the OG on the West Coast, but you would still see a rapper like Snoop Dogg, rappers like the Dog Pound, Tupac and whatnot embracing Ice-T. I remember Ice-T and Tupac sang on, I think it was Saturday Night Live. Two different generations of rappers and whatnot. Two different generations of rappers, and I saw them on Saturday Night Live trying to sing a love song and whatnot. So another even great example, even Ice-T and Ice Cube, because Ice-T came out before NWA, and I remember Ice-T and Ice Cube. They were in a great movie back in the '90s called Trespass. Okay, so that just showed. Those are examples of showing respect to your elders and whatnot, and embracing your elders. Because I remember that time when Busy Bone had to, even though Busy Bone could have his issues sometimes, but Busy Bone from Bone Thugs and Harmony was checking those guys from Atlanta. I'm drawing a blank. The mumble rappers, Migos, yeah, the Migos from Atlanta and whatnot, and they ended up squashing the beef because certain members of the Migos was talking trash about the elders, once again, the older generation, but that elder was not, one of the elders from that group was not playing. So that's just what that's just what it is at the end of the day. And it's not even just music; it's just as a elder, you should show people respect, especially when they're not disrespecting you at the end of the day. To call somebody dusty. So I'm gonna silence myself again and let LL Cool J continue to say what he was saying, but I just wanted to add my 2 cents.
I believe in every generation. I believe pioneer the culture. Great country artists, we don't talk about their bank account. It's a misinformed. Let me say this to you, though. Today, you could come up with your 5-year plan, your 10-year plan, your 20-year plan. You can go find a manager. You can find an accountant. You could find somebody that means something to you, to help you. You could find a team to help your career go to the next level. When hip hop first started, there were no managers.
Exactly.
There were no accountants that believed in it. Record companies didn't even believe in it. Nobody believed in it. How can you make a 5-year plan or a 10-year plan on something that doesn't even exist yet, that people have never even heard of? So just because a couple of these guys and girls and people out here made songs and made music and made contributions to this culture, or even dancers danced and made these contributions, just because they didn't get rich, just because they weren't able to pile up millions or billions of dollars, does not mean that they didn't make a contribution to this culture.
Real talk.
That does not mean that they didn't do something. They created an industry that we all ate off of. They created an industry that you eat off of. When you go out there and you go monetize your brand, when you go get your whatever and do what you got to do to build your career, when you go out there and negotiate your deals and negotiate your checks and talk tough, guess what? That money, that bread, that food that you eating was created by those same people that you disrespected.
Amen.
That industry was created by them same people that you call in, foul words, foul language. The people that you're referring to. So my thing is this: it's always good. It's always good to get money. It's always important. It's important. It's important to get money. I agree. I'm all about getting paper. I've been talking about it my whole career. But don't ever, ever, ever confuse being rich with making a contribution to our culture.
Indeed.
Don't ever play yourself like that again. Because trust me, you playing yourself. Because without these dudes and these girls who started this hip hop culture, a lot of the guys that's out there talking tough, you wouldn't even have a career. We'd be on the corner with a beer.
Yep.
Talking about what's the next move we gonna make. So I would say, approach this game with humility and be glad and be thankful that these pioneers, slave mentality. Be glad that these pioneers help create this culture.
Exactly.
And let's show them love. Let's elevate them. Let's celebrate them. That's why I started Rock the Bells. That's why I started this movement. So I wouldn't have to listen to foolish rhetoric about people that changed the world. These people changed the entire world. The whole planet runs on hip hop culture right now. The whole planet, every commercial, everything you could think of is all about hip hop. And there are people out there that started this thing, and I think that they deserve to be honored and respected. I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm not gonna say no names. I'm not gonna say nothing foul. I'm not gonna go at nobody's character. I'm just gonna say, think before you speak. Peace.
And I couldn't agree with that statement more. Think before you speak. DJ Akademiks, think before you speak. I could not agree with that statement anymore. And that's the thing. Do you know how much rap music, and especially the pioneers, not only help create this thing called beautiful hip hop, but they were able to, it lifted so many people out of poverty, and not even just the people that wrote the rhymes, made the music, wrote the contracts, went on the tours, security for the tours, the merchandise, the commercials, the movies, the features, the list goes on and on. But because it's such a big mogul and international business nowadays, you even still have artists from back in the day this is before COVID, who were still touring overseas because other countries have not just got their music and wanted them to perform there, and they were able to make money moves doing that. And because of the sacrifices that the quote unquote dusty artists made, fools like DJ Academic can actually say, hey, I'm a millionaire now, or I'm on track to being a billionaire now, things of that nature. Like you see the hat I'm wearing, the marathon continues from Nipsey Hussle, God bless the dead. The shirt that I have on right now is him and Tupac. Okay. The shirt I have on right now is him and Tupac. Tupac, Nipsey. And the reason why I'm wearing this tonight, because one, I've always got to give respect to the greats known as Nipsey Hussle. But two is that Nipsey Hussle paid homage to his elders. He did songs with Snoop Dogg. He did songs with David Banner and countless others. He didn't look down on his elders and whatnot because he knew that they were the pioneers. He looked up to Dr. Dre. He looked up to the Game. He did songs with the Game. And the Game, they were not the same age or the same generation. They were like maybe 10 years or 12 years apart and whatnot. But they did songs together. And they were from different gang sets in different parts of Los Angeles. Nipsey was from Crenshaw and Slauson. The Game was from freaking Compton, Bloods versus Crips. And like I said, I don't advocate for gangs and gang violence or whatnot, but that just shows you the respect that Nipsey Hussle had and the respect that Nipsey Hussle gave. I remember even DMX, rest his soul and whatnot. I remember when he first met Rakim, and Rakim was like, and I never forget seeing DMX's interview when he said that. Rakim was like, hey, man, I love what you're doing. And DMX is like, man, what are you talking about? If it wasn't for you, there'd be no me. And that's the love that was shown during that generation. And that's why I had to make a video about this, because I can say to the men of my generation who are worth a darn, if it wasn't for you, there would be no me. And I have that respect for my elders. And the only time I disrespect anybody of any age range is when they disrespect me. But outside of that, I don't go out of my way to disrespect people, especially I do not go out of my way to disrespect my elders. And that's the biggest pet peeve that I have with quote unquote DJ Academic. And I had to give nothing but love and respect to what LL Cool J said. I grew up listening to LL Cool J. One of my first favorite rap songs as a kid was Mama Said Knock You Out. I was in elementary school when that song came out. Okay? I remember my next door neighbor memorized the song and I had him, rap it to me. So yeah, I'm like, yeah, like I watch him in movies, LL Cool J in the house, love what him and Ice Cube are doing as far as business goes, nothing but love and respect. And that's to the elders that are worth anything, you got to start getting like old school Louis Gossett Jr. Okay, you got to start getting like old school Louis Gossett Jr. And you got to come at these youngins when they come at you like this from one of my favorite movies, Louis Gossett Jr.
No different than anyone else. You really believe that nonsense you're saying? Look at me when I talk to you. No different than anyone else. You really believe that nonsense you're saying? Look at me when I talk to you.
And that's just, at the end of the day, that's just my personal opinion on it. It's like you gotta let people know what it is. You can't play around, and you gotta demand respect. And I believe that our elders should deserve respect. Even like I've made videos about Fat Joe and Busta Rhymes and what they've said about hip hop, and saying that foundational Black Americans they weren't the pioneers of it. But I did not cuss them out. I did not act like a fool. I did not dog them out or call them any derogatory names. I said I respectfully disagree with them. And to me, that's what grown man's business is about: being able to conduct yourself without having to constantly insult somebody. And a lot of times, especially in this generation of it's cool in the age of information age, it's still cool to sound like a blithering idiot. It's still cool to sound like, I don't ever read any books or listen to audio books and whatnot, and I can't conduct myself express myself in an intelligent manner, even if I do have a bunch of freaking degrees and whatnot. That's what boggles my mind. But on that note, let me get ready because I got to get ready to travel tonight. Let me know what you think about the situation with DJ Academic. What do you think he should have did differently? I know he's responded to LL Cool J, and that's what it's going to be. But I always say make money moves or you're going to live broke like a fool. But you have to remember there were a generation of elders, not even just in music, but just especially in the African American community, whether you're a Black immigrant or you're a foundational Black American, who were stalemated during the Jim Crow era, um, from being able to shine the way that they wanted to, specifically because of the lack of opportunities. All right. And that's just what it is. That's why you have these holidays. That's why you had the March on Washington. That's why you had um, you know, the people's program and things of that nature. Because at the end of the day, and I could go more in depth in the history, but I'm not. But at the end of the day, I will say that that is the power of ownership. And the thing is, the legacy you can leave behind. Because I'm not even trying to even disrespect DJ Academic like that, but I will say that these new artists, that's why Nipsey Hussle was so important, because the new artists are not only making all this money, but what are you doing? Russell Simmons had a great comment in regard to DJ Academic, and he said, "Hey, he's like, I've helped make people millionaires / billionaires. What have you done?" He said, "It's one thing when you can make money, but it's another thing we can help other people make money all at the same time." Because like I said, my generation was the late '90s, early 2000s. That was the generation of the floss. This is the generation now of the boss. Let me repeat that again. My generation was the generation of the floss, because you had Master P, you had No Limit Records, you had Diddy, you had Cash Money, and various other entertainers with the jewelry, with the cars and the houses. Pimp My Ride, MTV Cribs, etc., and so forth. But one thing I always respected about Master P was talking about how to become a boss and whatnot. He made people who wanted to become bosses, aka Snoop Dogg and various others. But at the end of the day, you have to be able to. Can you, when you lay down at night, you say, "Man, not only am I making millions, I'm helping other people make millions outside of my record company. I'm helping other people create jobs and whatnot. All right, I'm creating jobs for other people." No one can answer that question but yourself. And to me, the artists nowadays, if they're not talking about doing stuff like that, then they're just wasting time. It's one thing to entertain, but it's another thing. It's another thing to become a true king or queen and take reign. All right, by owning things that matter, businesses, assets, owning real estate, giving back to your community from an economic perspective, not just giving handouts, but giving economic hand ups. All right. So on that note, do the great 3 free things, family. Like, share, and subscribe. Hopefully you guys have a great day. Um, all I gotta say is make money moves, or you're gonna live like a fool. If you're a stock market investor, crypto investor, individual retirement account investor, do not forget to check out WEBULL, Stash, Acorns, Crypto.com with all those, and Coinbase. With all those great platforms, you'll be able to make some money moves, especially with WEBULL. Not only will you make money, but you'll get free stocks all at the same time. All of the links are in the description. Check out my online store. That's in the description. And thank you for the Cash Apps, Venmos, and the PayPals. It's always greatly appreciated. I always put that money back into my channel, and I call it a day. But like I said, I'm all about respecting my elders. Are you? Especially the ones that truly, truly deserve it. But I'll leave it at that, family. On that note, I'm out. Take care. And as I always say, make money moves, or you're going to live like a fool, family.
Don't hate the player, hate the game. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Mike, now.